Private records of Lieutenant Hiroto Kagawa. Nervi Engineering Division. Classification: top secret. Unauthorized access punishable by termination. I don't know why I'm writing this. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's the only way I can prove to myself that I didn't imagine it, because there's no evidence. Nothing at all. September 15th, 2015. The briefing they brought me in after the test plug incident. You won't hear about it in any official reports. It didn't happen. At least, that's what they want everyone to believe. An experimental entry plug was being tested. No designated pilot, just a dummy signal to measure synchronization rates. It was standard procedure. The plug was empty. That's what everyone in the control room confirmed. But when the test began, the monitors detected brain waves inside the entry plug. Not just any brain waves. High synchronization patterns, identical to those of a human pilot actively engaged in harmonization with an Evangelion. But the entry plug was empty. There was no one inside. Ritsuko Akagi was called in immediately. She reviewed the data, dismissed it as a system error, and ordered the test to proceed. The dummy signal was cut, and for exactly 2.3 seconds, the entry plug moved. Not the EVA, just the plug. It jerked forward, twisting violently inside the insertion chamber. The feedback scrambled the monitors, and for a moment, the entire testing facility was plunged into static. When the visuals returned, the plug had returned to its original position, unmoved, as if nothing had happened. But the synchronization data was still coming through, and the signal was getting stronger. "Terminate the test," Ritsuko ordered. "Now." The entry plug was ejected immediately. I was part of the team sent to retrieve it. Standard procedure. We suited up and climbed onto the gantry, expecting to find an empty plug filled with LCL. We found something else. September 15th, 2015. The retrieval. I was the first to reach the hatch. The external cameras had gone dead the moment we tried to check inside, so we had no idea what to expect. But the plug wasn't empty. There was a pilot. I saw him slumped forward in the seat, face obscured by the orange haze of LCL. His plug suit was Nerve standard, but not one I recognized, black with red markings, the kind used only in experimental simulations. His hair floated in the fluid, shifting unnaturally, as if disturbed by some unseen force. I froze. My radio crackled. "Kagawa, confirm visual." My throat went dry. "There's someone inside." Silence. Then, "That's impossible." We forced the hatch open. The LCL drained. The pilot's head slumped back, revealing his face. I swear to God, I swear on everything I know. It was Shinji Ikari, but that wasn't possible. He was in the city, nowhere near the testing facility. We had seen him just hours ago, but here he was, seated in an experimental entry plug that was never supposed to be piloted. His eyes were open. He was breathing, and he was whispering something. I leaned in. My hands were shaking. I couldn't understand what he was saying at first, just low, breathless murmurs. Then, finally, I heard it. Where did I go? I couldn't move. He turned his head toward me, and my body locked up. His eyes, his real eyes, were filled with something wrong. Not confusion, not fear, just emptiness. A hand grabbed my shoulder, yanking me back. Dr. Akagi shoved past me, stepping onto the platform. She took one look inside, then turned to the nearest technician. "This never happened," she said. "Burn it." "What?" I gasped. "He's alive. We have to..." "Burn it." The alarm sounded before I could argue. The entry plug had begun to corrode. The material was rotting, breaking apart like aged flesh. LCL spilled onto the platform, sizzling as it made contact with the metal. Shinji Ikari, or whatever it was still whispering. Where did I go? We sealed the chamber, flooded it with coolant. By the time we opened it again, the entry plug was gone completely. No remains, no LCL, no pilot, nothing, like it had never existed. September 16th, 2015. Aftermath. The official report states that the test was aborted due to synchronization instability. No record of an unauthorized entry plug exists. No pilot was detected. No anomaly occurred. But I was there. I saw it. And here's the worst part. Later that night, I passed by Shinji Ikari in the corridor. The real one. The one who was never inside that plug. As I walked past, he stopped, turned his head slightly, and whispered something under his breath. Where did I go? I ran. I haven't slept since. Because I know what I saw, and I know that whatever was in that entry plug, it wasn't Shinji Ikari. It wasn't human. End of log.